The original Penguins Hall of Fame ran intermittently between the inaugural 1992 class and the most recent induction in 2013. Tonight, we're proud to bring this tradition back and celebrate the players and builders who helped transform the Pittsburgh Penguins into one of the National Hockey League's elite franchises over the past 58 seasons. Last night, inductees received their replica plaques at a private ceremony with Penguins General Manager Kyle Dubas and Assistant General Manager Jason Spezza, as well as current Hall of Fame members Mario Lemieux and Craig Patrick. The new Penguins Hall of Fame, located behind sections 111 to 113, officially opened for the first time to the incoming class this afternoon. It's a celebration of passion, pride, and the legacy these four men and those they joined have left on this city and the Penguins Hockey Club. It's time to meet the inductees for the class of 2025. Please welcome to the ice former Penguins head coach and general manager, Eddie E.J. Johnston.
Eddie Johnston, who enjoyed a 16-year career as an NHL goaltender, would immediately bring an innovative approach as the new bench boss of the Penguins. But EJ's greatest impact was made when he became the general manager of the team in 1983. He was steadfast in his belief that the Pens would need to build through the draft and stop trading away first-round picks. And that philosophy sure paid off as he deftly manipulated his roster to ensure that the Penguins got the first pick overall in 1984.
Number 66, Mario Lemieux.
EJ continued to build through the draft and made two huge trades for Paul Coffey and Kevin Stevens, players who would play major roles in the Penguins Stanley Cup teams in 91 and 92. EJ is the third winningest coach and the second longest tenured coach in team history. He attends every home game to this day and still offers guidance and moral support to the team's young goaltenders. The beloved character, who will be known forever in hockey history for having brought Mario Lemieux to Pittsburgh, will now be enshrined forever in the Penguins Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Eddie Johnston.
Next, please welcome to the ice former Penguins head coach, Scotty Bowman.
On the same day in the summer of 1990 that Craig Patrick hired Badger Bob Johnson as coach, he also hired Scotty Bowman as director of player development and procurement. And his brilliant work behind the scenes helped Badger Bob and the Penguins reach the top of the mountain in 1991. When Johnson was stricken with a brain tumor later that summer, Bowman agreed to be the interim coach for the 1991-92 season. Bowman's brilliant work behind the bench guided the Penguins through an 11-game winning streak on the way to the 1992 Stanley Cup Championship.
Thanks to Bob Johnson's vision, all of this today is possible.
Bowman would remain to coach the President's Trophy winning team in 92-93 and guided the Penguins to an NHL record 17 straight wins and a franchise record 119 points before moving on to Detroit to coach the Red Wings. You could say that the Stanley Cup follows Scotty Bowman wherever he goes. His name is now inscribed on it a record 14 times, but it's the two inscriptions in 91 and 92 that permanently mark his legacy as one of the greatest coaches and executives in Penguins history, and a 2025 inductee to the Pittsburgh Penguins Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Scotty Bowman.
We're thrilled to welcome former Penguins forward, Kevin Stevens.
On September 9, 1983, Penguins general manager Ed Johnston made what was arguably the most shrewd trade of his Penguins career. sending Swedish left winger Anders Håkansson to the Los Angeles Kings for a Boston-based high school prospect. That prospect's name was Kevin Stevens. Stevens would develop into a star at Boston College, earn a spot on the 1988 U.S. Olympic team, and turn pro with the Penguins late in the 87-88 season. It wasn't long before the 6'3", 225-pound Stevens established himself as one of the premier power forwards of his generation. Kevin Stevens remains one of only 4 players in league history to score 50 goals and register 200 penalty minutes in a season. Hence his distinction as one of the great power left wingers of all time. Stevens was inducted into the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame in 2024, and now we welcome him to the Pittsburgh Penguins Hall of Fame, class of 2025. Congratulations, Kevin Stevens.
And finally, please welcome former Penguins captain, Ron Francis.
Penguins GM Craig Patrick engineered what is perhaps the greatest trade in franchise history. And the key player in that deal was Hockey Hall of Famer Ron Francis, who instantly became the perfect complement to Mario Lemieux as the team's second-line center. In his first of 7 full seasons with the club, Francis donned his familiar number 10. And in the 1992 playoffs, his greatness emerged while Lemieux was injured with a broken hand, completing a hat trick in overtime of Game 4 and propelling the Penguins to a come-from-behind second-round win over the New York Rangers.
The Penguins win in overtime. Ronnie Francis scored the game-winning goal.
And in his final 6 seasons with Pittsburgh, he registered a league-leading 407 assists and was third with 548 points, and served as captain on a line with fellow Hall of Famer Jaromir Jagr in the 97-98 season. Francis reached 100 points 2 times and 90 points 4 times with the Penguins between 1992 and 1998. And 20 years post-retirement, he still ranks 5th all-time in NHL scoring with 1,798 points. Congratulations, Ron Francis, and welcome to the Pittsburgh Penguins Hall of Fame.
Just as these men have left a mark on this franchise, they now have a permanent spot in this building, solidifying their legacy in Pittsburgh Penguins hockey history. At this time, we'd like to invite Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, and Chris Letang to join the class of 2025. Hockey fans, this is the Penguins Hall of Fame induction class of 2025. Congratulations, gentlemen.